Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have a wonderful show today. I'm your boy Jay Stone, and I am I. I don't know if you are into music or into radio personality like I am, but when my producer said, "Hey, we got a on air. He's an owner. He's an operator." I said, "Whoa, who is he?" We did some research on him. I was blown. I before we got on here, I had to tell him how proud I was of him. And I he's right now. Honestly, I don't have many mentors in my life, but I would love for him to be a mentor to me. I'm not gonna keep you guys long, but I want you guys in the room to clap your hands for one of the best interviewers now, then, and forever, Charles Maddison. How you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm blown away by your intro, but also I just appreciate the energy, man. I mean, we have journeys as, interviewers or owners or whatever, but to get the energy you giving me and the flowers while I'm still here, come on, man. I'm grateful. Forever blessed.
Man, I'm thankful for you being on this platform with me. My grandmother always told me, she said, don't get nobody no flowers when they're dead. They can't smell them. They can't say thank
Amen.
you.
Yeah.
So I have to give them to you while you're here so you can hear how thankful I am to have you on my show. You have done so many things. You have done so many interviews, like I was telling you about. I'm a music fan.
Right.
You did a interview with Ralph Tresvant.
Yes.
Blew me away. How did that come about?
Man, oh man, going back, I'm as you are. I'm a fan of music. I feel like anytime that I could be able to reach out to people and tell him or her that I appreciate the music journey was always it. So, back then, before I even got deep into radio, I was always like, you know what? I'm gonna send somebody some messages. Somebody gonna have to reach out to somebody. We gonna have to figure it out. So Ralph and I was always Twitter buddies. We would always go back and forth, back and forth. And I was like, dude, I need to interview you, man. I need to give you your flowers, bro. And he was like, okay, okay, okay. And we would do this back and forth for a few times before I locked him in, right? So he was like, bet, here's my number. Let's do it on this date. So then one thing that I do as an interviewer and as a host, I just go off energy. I have like a certain set of stuff that I want to talk about, but
Yeah, yeah.
everything else organic. It was like when Ralph touched down, I was like, bruh, I'm a fan first. So I'm like, bruh, like it's an honor and a privilege. And then we just started talking about everything. You know what I mean? So it was
Eh,
fun, but also it was nostalgia, but also it was good journalism because it's organic.
And
And to
so,
me, I
and
think that's the best thing.
that's the thing. I tell everybody, man, I understand about doing the research on a person and knowing who they are. But if you're a fan and and you just come off of the heart and you're like, hey man, I love what you do, whoop, 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 it's gonna be the best interview you had.
Exactly.
Man. Now, like I said, I like music, love music. I seen where you was with Yuck Mouth.
Yes.
And you had a radio broadcast with them. How did that come about, and what happened to that?
So back in 2010, I mean, I this was before the idea came up. I literally was at a situation where I was like, you know what, I got this platform. I want to get all my music heroes in one umbrella so we could be. Sorry about that. At the end of the day, I was like, you know what? Let me reach out to Yuck and say, hey, I want your Smoke a Lot brand. We could run your music, we could promote your brand, we could do everything, right? So we did that. That run was a good run. I want to say maybe from like 2010 to about 2012. We had a good 2-year run
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
of just Smoke a Lot Radio, the call-ins, the laughs, the guests, everything else. And what happened to the brand? I'm just, I'm just gonna basically put it out there. If anybody that knows me knows that when it's all said and done, I wanted this brand to grow so it can be so we can be able to shop our deal to XM in different places or whatever. But the business side of it got to the point where I just had to stop doing business with them because I didn't see that sense of urgency or that want to do or that
Ah,
communication. I didn't see that. And I don't want to talk bad about them because to me, it's just like, we're all grown men. We're going to go a different path. But I needed consistency at the time. Nexxlegacy's been around almost 16 years. Because of that, I didn't see that from that part of the brand. So we parted ways.
I understand. I understand. I understand. In 16 years of doing interviews and dealing with people and everything. Well, let's start here. How did Nexxlegacy come around?
All right. So back in 2007, right? Yeah, I'm just a regular guy. Now, I mean, a lot of people is like, yo, you got a pretty good radio voice. You should dot dot dot. You should be this, this, and this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's what's up. I appreciate it. So it took when MySpace was a thing, it took, I would never forget, Becky on the Flavor of Love show. I'm going backwards to Flavor Flav and the Flavor of Love
Yeah.
show. She was like, you should do it on this platform. So then I just went, I did it. It was on Blog Talk Radio at the time. And I created my own persona as far as what's what, right? So
Okay.
because of her, that started. And I have an audio book coming out in January, which is going to detail this whole situation. But
Ah, that's gonna be clean.
if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have. Maybe I would have done it, or maybe I would have done it differently. But the path that I chose at that particular time is the reason why I'm here with you right now.
That's a good thing. That's a good path, brother.
No doubt.
So sometimes other people, God puts other people in our lives just to direct us where we're supposed to go.
That's
You
right.
know, I look at it like this: we're gonna get there, but it might be a little fat. We might make it a little slower if we do it ourselves. You know what I
I agree.
mean?
I agree.
So that's I'm thankful for that, man. Like I said, what do you get? What do you do? What do you do when you're getting ready for an interview? Like, what's your prep? What's your let me get into this. How can I say this? Your game mode. What's your game face?
well, well, it goes back to what you were saying before. I'm a student of music. I feel like I was birthed by music. Clearly my mom, but also music took me to a certain place and plateau where it's just like it just sticks with you, right? So depending on if it's I've interviewed a lot of different people, a lot of different genres of music, entertainment, etc. Right? So
Yes.
my mindset is literally if I'm okay, I interview Shantae Moore. Let me make sure that I'm covering what her projects are or what's going on in the recent, but also go backwards too and just be like, look, let me give you your flowers and let me tell you how I felt
Come
when I
on.
first heard A Love Supreme, one of those 90s albums from Shantae,
Hey.
right? Let me
Woo.
go back to when I first heard, what I'm saying, Love's Taking Over and that video and that tape that I bought and things like that, nostalgia vibe, right? So I take those guests and memories that I know I have from them
Uh
and
huh.
I just amplify that. And then that's what gets me ready, bro.
Man. Now, like I said, I went back. I checked you out. I knew about you.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen where you did one of my favorite bands. I'm an old school fan.
Yes, sir.
Like, cause like my mom's put me on to all this old school music, man. on the block, I had a dude called old cat called Bumpy.
Yeah.
Every Saturday, I promise you, I used to wash cars, and when I was like 13, 14, he used to pull up in a black Cadillac and play nothing but old school music till I'm ready to go home.
No doubt.
And it was one song, bro, that he used to play. And I said that bass line was one of the killing bass line I have ever heard. And you interviewed this group. Well, I wouldn't call it a group. I call it a band. Slave.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
Just
Yes,
a
sir.
touch of love, bro.
Woo!
Doom, doom, doom,
Come
doom,
on.
man, make
Come
me
on.
high just a
A
little,
little bit.
bruh. That killed me when woo.
Loved it.
So how did you get a chance to walk in and talk to them and pull that out? That's a you messing with a legend.
Listen, it takes persistence, man. It takes, at the end of the day, you mentioned Ralph Tresvant earlier, and we used to go back and forth on Twitter. It took some
Yes,
persistence to be able to get that done. Slave was, I need to find them, or I need to find one of them and tell all of them that I want to interview them to talk about their music and things like that. The same grind. I interviewed, if you haven't checked it out, I'll give you all my Spotify and all that information. I interview Ice Cube. There is a certain level that I needed to make sure that I had in order to reach out for people. And I'm ignorant when it comes to, like, if you don't tell me no, then that means I got a shot to interview you. So I'm
tell them
I'm
again.
gonna
Say it
keep
again.
pushing, right? You get what I'm saying? I'm
Yes,
gonna keep it
yes.
pushing until somebody says no. So since no one says no, the door stayed open. So
There you go.
if the door stayed open, I'ma still ask until we lock down a date. So that's what I did with Slave, and that's what I did with a lot of others, bro. Because at the end of the day, and you know what? Let me double back though, because there has been a lot of people who were presented to me during the course, like, hey, I got this group that I want you to interview, or I got so and so who want to do that. So I'm going to shout out to all the people who's ever helped me book. But a good majority of them, I had to do it myself. Send the emails. If they had management, make the phone calls, send the text messages. Bro, I was all over it until they had to say
And
yeah.
man,
And off top, real quick, can I say this? Off top, it's not even about the interview that's being done. It's the relationships that I still have with these people to this day, for the
ah,
simple reason that I'm not a shock jock radio guy. I am one where it's just like the legacy is built by creating that vibe that they want to come back to you eventually. And I've done that
yes.
with a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, but you have to stay persistent. And when you do, don't burn bridges.
there you go. That's that number one key. Don't burn bridges. And the shock jock quality, I'm not so
Nah,
much. I'd rather come to you like a person. I'm not trying
yes.
to hurt your reputation, trying to hurt you. I'm not looking at what you did in the past. No, I'm just looking at what you're doing now. And if
Oh,
it's good music, it's good music. Let's go for it. Man, I love it.
that's
I
it.
love it. You like you said, you did Ice Cube.
Yes, sir.
Today was a good day. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, man, brother, I'm loving you shooting jewels out to people. Whoever wants to get in the radio and they listen to this, this is a teaching. This is a free teaching you getting. Stay consistent. Keep going. If they don't tell you no, they don't mean they didn't tell you yes.
There you go.
So I always my my producer, my bro, one of my brothers, he always told me, he said, man, why do you keep pushing and asking people? Don't they get on your nerves? Nope. You
Nope.
know why I don't? They ain't tell me no. If
There
they
you
ain't tell
go.
me no,
There
they
you
don't
go.
mean no.
There you go.
So hey, I'm gonna ask you again. I might ask you tomorrow. I might ask 2 days ago.
Yep.
But I'm gonna keep asking you
Yep.
until you if you text me no, I'll leave you alone.
There you go.
Maybe. But
That's
if I
right.
want it bad enough, I'm gonna keep asking you. You don't say yeah to me.
That's right.
Steve,
Hey, and let me say this to the people out there who do want to do these podcasts and these radio who want to run a radio station. Listen, I was on an umbrella. I was doing blog talk for years, for about 10, 12 years before I realized that, you know what? I need to take my own masters, which is my own interviews, and put it on my own platform. Invest in
Yeah, yeah,
myself. Bet on myself. Had an app developed. People can go to nexxlegacy.com or just Google search Nexxlegacy, download the app, run radio state, run music 24/7, and all the classic content and new content is there. People can go to Spotify, search Nexxlegacy. They can be able to do that. But what I'm saying to all the people out there, listen, you gotta invest in yourself. And there's gonna be, during these 16 years, and people are gonna check when this book comes out in January, I'm doing it in different parts. Part one was a struggle. I was trying to find my way. Nobody wanted to hear, like, we talking about the successes that I have, but I'm telling you, it was dark, lonely moments where I was like, damn, I don't know if this is even going to work, or if people are hearing me or comprehending the mission. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So you got to invest in yourself. And people that you search me, bruh, I need everybody to just look at my resume and let that be what it is. But that was built based on nobody knowing who the hell I was until now. And now it's been a blessing because I have I have a legacy that I built. I have content that I have. I invested in, like I said, the app is big, the website is even bigger. The partners that I have right now is huge. So it's important for everybody out there who really wants to be something, with whatever it is you want to be, to invest in you.
man,
Period.
man. Like I told you, man, you're inspiration to me, man. And like I said, when we wasn't recording, man, brother, I would love for you to mentor me because I done looked at your resume, I done looked at your bylaws, I done seen everything you done did, and we done talked about the good part, and you
Yes.
just brung up some of the dark. Let
Yes.
the people know what's the dark looks like, because trust me, at the end, when that dark comes, it's a light at that tunnel if you be, like you said,
No doubt.
persistent, keep
No doubt.
going, keep pushing.
The dark is clearly this, for you and everybody else that's listening and will be listening. The dark is these lonely moments, right? You are going to have some people that's going to come in your circle, and they're going to be all in for the brand that you are trying to push forward. So a
Yeah,
lot of people saw the hustle that I had, the connects that I was making, the early days was like, yo, VH1 was all over us because we kept interviewing reality show people and Day 26 and Bad Boy. So we started getting a lot of traction that way. So a lot of people started calling in. And then you had a lot of people who wanted to be in your circle. So then you let those people in your circle, but then you realize that they only want to be in your circle because of who you know, not with what you're about. So
yes,
then when it doesn't really fit their need or their narrative at the time, they leave. So you invested or trusted, and I've always been solid with a lot of people who used to call in, and I used to tell them, look, you know what, you've never had dialogue with Ice Cube or Richie Rich or E40 or whoever, but you know what, I'm gonna let you holler at them, speak on them. And most interviewers won't even let you touch it, won't even, in
no,
some cases if you're not taking calls or whatever. So I would let people do that, or I would actually get into a point where it's just like, you know what, my goal, and it's still a goal to this day, even though it's a little bigger now, it's not about me though. I want you to have a piece of this show if you want to do your thing in journalism, because I believe in that. But they want it easy. A lot of people, not saying everybody. So there were some moments where I had to, man, I faced through like two or three different generations of people who wanted to build this, right? Just mainly because they wasn't consistent in how they wanted to deliver. What I can
yeah,
tell you is my effort never wavered. I stayed the same. I wanted to always make sure that somebody had a voice, because it wasn't just me. It was everybody else who had an agenda as far as pushing that line. So each generation they had an opportunity, but they didn't want to take it because of whatever reason. So saying that is to say this: I've had those moments where I'm sitting in my office or I'm sitting in my car and I'm trying to be like, damn, I don't know what route to go. And especially during the middle part of the years, because all I thought about was just trying to shop it to XM or you know
yeah,
everywhere else or whatever, not thinking at the time where, you know what, I could do this myself. I didn't know that. I didn't know that back then. I just wanted to be seen and heard. But then everybody left, and then new people came in. They saw how things were going. Oh, I got to work for this. I'm not cool. Let me go out. So then, I came in. So that taught me like I can depend on myself. But then I got to look at your resume. Are you a boss? And when I say that, are you a boss? Meaning you're taking control of your narrative and what you want to do and not wait for me.
There
You know
you
what I'm
go.
saying? That's the key. And
Yes.
then if you're part of that, cool. And out of the few people that I work, when I say few, I'm talking about maybe 10 people. Now it's only down to 2. And that's okay. Because you know what? There's going to be a new generation of people who's going to be inspired by what I do and move forward. But again, it's not easy. There's been stressful times. There's times that I've stayed up late. When my app first developed and it went to the public, I stayed up all night to make sure there was no no kinks, no issues, no
Because that's your
image
baby.
lapses or whatever. Exactly. My daughter's 20. She's about to be 21 next month. But this radio station is my child too at the age of almost 16 years old. So
Yeah. Oh,
I
trust me.
stayed up at nights. You know the mission if you're a dad, you know what? I ain't gonna sleep tonight because I gotta make sure this little one is great. So
For
that's how I
sure.
feel about it.
Brother, I had 3 of them, brother.
There you go.
I had 3 of them.
No.
All of them grown, went to college,
Yeah.
everything. Get
Yeah.
them on out. So trust me,
Yeah.
this what you on with me, this is mine. This is
There,
my we've been doing this, what, 4 years? I got a 4-year-old.
that's
My
it.
4-year-old, you know how
That's
little
it.
kids pull up stuff and break stuff? That's what
Yes.
my 4-year-old doing. We trying to break
Listen,
some doors down, man.
listen, bro. There's been moments where I'm like, man, I can't do this. What am I doing? Frustrated,
Yeah.
stressed, sad, depressed, lonely, anxious, everything you could think of, right? I've been there, done that, but you know what? This is what I love. This is what I will never turn my back on. This is what I would die for. And it's not even, again, this Nexxlegacy movement is not even about, I built it, but it's not about me no more. It's about what I can leave and what I can inspire for everybody else. If you're an up and coming artist, we talked about mainstream. If we're an up and coming artist, you're going to get love here. But what I am going to do is not just spin your music. I'm going to actually game you up on, look, create a commercial, create a brand, drive
Yeah.
people to your website instead of all your social media platforms, because you're going to need some traffic in order to generate whatever it is you want to generate moving forward. And again, I can tell you a lot of things about how I feel about certain things, but that is the most important thing that I want to keep this business moving so people can see not just where I started, but offer to help to grow. People need people. That's it.
Brother, you're doing a wonderful job, man. You're doing I like I said, I commend you, man. You are doing a wonderful job. Like you every time you open your mouth, you're dropping a jewel out. You're showing love. And and I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's hard to get people like you. It's hard to get people like you to show other people how to get there.
Right.
It's a lot of people say, well, I got there, you can get there too. And that's all they'll tell you. They won't
Right.
tell you the secrets to how to get there. Or, hey, go to that door. Don't go to this door. This door got a pitfall in it. Go to
There
this
you
one.
go.
You can walk straight and clear.
There you go.
You don't have people like that anymore. But thank God you're here. And whatever generation comes and whatever people you're mentoring, trust me, they're lucky, they're blessed because you're blessed. And it's just going to be some great. I feel you done did some great things already, but I feel there's some greater things coming.
Oh, listen, greater things is already coming. Like this Nexxlegacy radio app that is now housing, millions of listeners right now throughout the world has been a motivating factor, right? The
Oh man, that's
podcast that I
beautiful.
have right now with those classic interviews you mentioned, plus new ones that's coming, has already took off. We also have, well, I already told you about the audio book that's coming in January. Part 1
Yes.
of the Chronicles that's going to detail this in general is coming out January, part 1, February, part 2, March, celebrating the app anniversary, part 3.
Okay.
3 parts is going to tell you the story of different phases. You're going to see it because I had 3 or 4 generations, right, of highs and lows of Nexxlegacy. You're gonna get all that in an audio book coming in to start the year next year. And also, Nexxlegacy TV is gonna be at the fall of 2024. I've already got the app developed. I've already been beta testing it, and how that's gonna tie into radio. Stay tuned, because I'm gonna be one of the first ones that's gonna connect it to radio that people don't even talk about, man. So when you say
Bruh.
I'm excited, bruh, I'm excited because I want y'all to experience it. And you know what's gonna happen? People are gonna see that and be like, yo, I want to bring my level up when it comes to music and entertainment. How
There you
can I be
go.
put on there? And that's what I mean. Not just Black folks, but just people in general. It's time y'all start working towards building your brand, meaning build yourself, own your own, control your own stuff, so you don't have nobody else do it. You know what I'm
True.
saying? And the
True.
partnerships that you're going to have when you forge from this is going to be created based on what you want to do and what's going to make you happy. And man, I mean, I got Roku TV, that's a partner now. Amazon, that's a partner now. Walmart, that's a partner now. People can go on the website and see all that stuff. But bruh, I'm super happy with what's to come, because this is only going to allow me to help others. That's it.
Man, you are killing the game, my guy. Keep. I got one more question for you, man.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, I'm super excited that you said yes to the invitation, brother.
Yes.
Out of out
Where
of
you been?
out of
Where you
all
been?
of the bands, the sports people, the everyone who you interviewed, what's your memorable and best interview you did?
Whoo. That's also like asking who's your favorite child, bro. Good Lord. Good Lord. Good Lord. See, I gotta, man, you gonna take me, man. I gotta say, I mean, you already mentioned Ralph, so I'm not even gonna add that on there. I think one of the man, you gonna make me go there. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking about India Ari. I'm
I
thinking about
seen
her.
it. I was gonna talk to this.
Uh,
Let
in,
me shake my head in a minute.
India Ari, because comes to mind because this was fresh off of seeing her at a performance with Stevie Wonder, right? So this was like
Yeah,
after I interviewed her, literally a concert ensued, right? So, but the vibe she gave off is just what I'm all about, man. Like the nurturing vibe of who we need, plus the accountability as far as music. Like we need to hold ourselves accountable, period. So it gave me that motivating, like, yo, she's a winner. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a winner. And she's definitely one of the greatest interviews that I ever had. But, man, also, Ernest Thomas, y'all know him from, as Raj What's Happening, and
yeah.
Everybody Hates Chris. But he was another one, man. I made that dude cry, happy tears, not just, not cry. You know what I mean? We be just, man, when we talk, we just talk about life and our experiences and stuff like that, and that's what's missing. I'm not talking about bling and what I got on my necklace or what I'm driving or whatever. Nah,
No,
we just
man,
have
it ain't about that, bro.
honest conversations about life and where we want to go and what path we need to go together. That's gonna take you out forever, man. So I just mentioned those off top, but I mean, I got plenty of more.
I know, brother. I know. You got me with India Ari. I am a India Ari fan. I wish I could call her and tell her, hey, get back in the studio and put it out, put some more music out. We need you.
in the
We
worst
need you.
in the worst way.
Yeah,
In the worst
man.
in the worst way.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna just say it. What happened to R&B music?
R&B music became a commercialized, sexually exploited comedy in some bases soul that is now soulless. Because you and I came from that cloth where, and I put this out on social media too, and I need people to really absorb that. A lot of people are talking about, let me kick him or her out, instead of the days of come back home so we could figure this out type of vibe.
Oh,
I want to kick you out, and that's the theme song that everybody has. I'm talking about men and women, so I'm not going to put no class in that. Everybody's talking about that, but nobody's talking about, can you please come home so we can fix this? Nobody. And if you
wow.
take that with the course of what hip hop is right now, and I love the look of women. Women, y'all are beautiful. Love y'all. But you know what? It ain't really all about sex all the time, though. It's not.
Come on, bro.
You don't have to do it. Come with some real game and real confidence in your game, and we're good. But R&B, bro, has no soul no more. Nobody's not honest about how they feel. They just want to kick the next man and the woman out, and that's it. Nobody wants to hold themselves accountable for it, though. And that's where the problem is. You can't, like, we can have an honest conversation about it, but I promise you, whoever before they hit play or send or whatever it is that they do, they don't want to talk about the flip side of the broken relationship and how to mend it.
Oh, bro,
We had Luther, we had hits, and we had people who came in and said, we need to make this house a home. Nobody ain't talking about that stuff now, man. And this is important because I promise you, bruh, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, these are going to be these same people. Are they going to talk about it, or are they going to need that person to come home too? Just saying, bruh.
You killing the game right there, brother. Once you said that we talk about get out, I don't want to see you no more. I don't need you no more. What happened to come on, let's make this house a home?
That's it. That's it.
Wow. Brother, man, like I said, I'm an R&B fan. I write music.
Right.
And I'm on that point of I'm old school. I'm a Luther Vandross, Teddy Pendergrass, Marvin Peebles, Verdine White, Frankie Beverly, stuff like that. You know, I'm Barry White. You know, I'm you know what you won't do for love. What happened? What happened to the real music? That soul searching, that music that you turn out the lights, pour some wine, you got a good woman with you, you light a candle, something, you know.
Here's where I feel like it failed too. It's like, you know, it as you're searching for your soul, a lot of people are scared to do that now for whatever reason. A lot of people cannot find a way to look within themselves, to check themselves and hold themselves accountable for anything. So then they don't want to get touched by the sentimental value because it's going to start making them think. But you know what? If it's going to start making me think, then I might start crying, or might figuring out that, you know what, this glamorous life that I'm always telling people I have, I don't have. But you know what? Tupac said something, you know what? One of his verses says, you know what? You want to smile, but you rather have what makes you cry.
That's true. That's true. That is so true. Wow. You rather Wow, bro. Brother, you are a light to me, and I'm thankful to have you on this show, man.
Man, it's good to be here. Good to
we
be here.
Could go on and on and on and on and on and on. You already know. I got to hit you up outside of this. We got to get together. We got to link up.
You know this. Hey, man,
to.
Listen, man, you can't fake this kind of passion, bro. So
no, bro,
I'll make sure I'll send you my info. We good, man. You said mentor. It's not even that, man. It's partnership, bro. It's what we can do to be able to grow, man. It's
for sure.
You know, I can learn from you just like you can learn from me. We can learn from each other. Let's go get it.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited. I'm thankful. I'm excited. I'm happy. Man, let the people know how to get to you, how they can listen to your music, how they can feel you. Let them know about you.
Listen, my resume is literally, if you Google search Nexxlegacy, Nexxlegacy, You can find me all over social media as well by hitting Nexxlegacy as well. Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. But the website is key. You can be able to see my partners in the partner section on nexxlegacy.com. You can also check me out on Spotify. Spotify has all the seasons so far that we have of all the interviews that we've done, season 1 through 6, and it's still coming. I got content for days. Remember, I've been doing this for years, so I got at least 1,000 more interviews that still hasn't come up, plus new interviews that's coming as well. So only season 6 is up there on Spotify and all the other major networks. So all you got to do is hit it, Nexxlegacy. You'll be able to see it, check it out in its entirety. And I'm telling you, the best is yet to come. TV is coming. Book is coming. Everything else is coming when it comes to growth and development and trying to be better. I'm trying to be better than I was last year and the year before, whatever. And I want people to come in and run this marathon and do the same thing. That's it. Go find me, nexxlegacy.com. That's the starting place of getting all the game that you want on Charles Madison.
I can dig it. I got one question.
Yep.
Give me a sneak peek. Who's your next interview?
Well, let me just say that it's a very, very good one coming up. And I'm just going to leave you in wonder.
I like that.
And I'll leave it at that. Take that piece for whatever it is that you want, but it'll be a wonderful interview that's going to be coming up soon.
I can dig it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm excited. I'm thankful to have this young man on here. Ladies and gentlemen, check him out. He is not a joke. He is the real. Man, thank you for being on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Charles Madison. Peace out.